Your nervous system is going to sabotage your new year and carry over last year's stress and chaos into this year unless you give it closure. My name's Elissa Smith. I'm a trauma informed executive coach. And this is our final of 4 parts to our series, Unblocking Your Next Level for the New Year. And today, it's all culminating in this 5-minute reset that I'm going to walk you through in just a moment, because I want to walk you through exactly how to start your new year off in calm, abundance, and peace, but also at your next level of success. Okay, so let's start by understanding and looking at what have your past behaviors been? What have your past cycles and patterns been this last year? If you know that you've been in patterns of procrastination, I'm not attacking you, I promise. we're all with you. We understand this. Procrastination, distraction, just constantly getting in your own way and getting yourself in that freeze response where there's too much to decide, too many decisions, you're overworking, you're overthinking, your nervous system is trying to stay with whatever feels safe, which often is hypervigilance or not staying fully focused. So there are reasons behind this, and it's not because you're lazy or bad. It is absolutely because your survival mode is it includes these patterns. And so we have to help your survival system feel like it's safe to release them. And the exercise I'm going to walk you through in just a couple of minutes is going to do that very quickly for you. And then I'm going to give you some tools for what to do beyond watching this video that are going to really help you, that you can do on your own time. Okay. So, because your nervous system stays with what's safe, if you have a history of these patterns, the overworking, the overthinking, the procrastination, self-sabotage type stuff, it's not going to want to let go of those things. It will bring those patterns from the old year into this new year with you, unless you give your system some closure around it and equip it to release those behaviors, those tasks, the things that are no longer serving you. This has to happen in a really specific way in order for your nervous system to actually respond. Because you can know all day long, like, oh, that's not good for me, I'm going to stop doing that. And you can try to talk yourself out of those bad behaviors or those old responses, the unhelpful coping mechanisms for stress. But truly, unless you rewire what's causing it underneath, you'll only get a few minutes of a reprieve, right? So we have to actually rewire the brain and help those new neural pathways to form that say, oh, yes, success, ease, abundance, peace, all of those things are what I'm comfortable with. And who wouldn't? I know you might be thinking, who wouldn't be comfortable with those things? Who wouldn't love a little more money or a lot more money, a lot more time, energy? But your nervous system acclimated to whatever was available when you were little. So if you got rushed around a lot as a kid, your anxiety will naturally be higher than a child that did not get rushed around. And your system is going to constantly be searching the horizon for the other shoe to drop. Okay. So you're also probably accustomed to being the hardest worker in the room as a way to stay safe. That brings chaos. Your system is going to try to stop you from burning out. So it's going to cause the freeze response. It's going to cause you to do fight or flight all the time. And you're just going to end up exhausted this year like you were last year. So, what do we need to do? We have to set up these new patterns, new brain pathways, so that your nervous system interprets what's ahead of you in your next level as the safest thing. We need it to see that next level of abundance, success, peace, ease, spaciousness as the goal that feels the most comfortable for your system. Okay. So I want to walk you through a 5-minute reset. So if you have something that you can write down, a little thought that I'm going to ask you to write down in just a moment, that's going to be really helpful for you. And I want the first thing that you do, there's a 3-step process here that we're going to walk through today. This video is coming out on New Year's Day, but you can do this to reset whenever you want. If you want to sort of like separate yourself from the chaotic past or from your previous patterns, this will work anytime. Okay. But I want to give you the opportunity to do this first thing this year. So you're going to take a moment, and first we're going to take a deep breath together. Okay. And we're going to do a full mindful moment in just a moment, but let's take a deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. And then I want you to take your piece of paper and I want you to write down one thing, there might be a million that come to mind. Girl, I get you. I understand. Us responsible daughters, we have a million things all the time that we're like, oh, I got to write it all down. But I want you to write down one task or one thought that doesn't feel good and something that's been plaguing you or eating at you from the past. Okay. So maybe this is something that this year, it's a task that's just been getting moved to the next day, to the next day, to the next day. You know the one I'm thinking of, right? Or maybe it's a thought process. I'm so lazy. I'm not smart enough. Whatever it is, something that doesn't feel like it's serving you right now. So take this minute and write down the thought or the task that doesn't seem to be serving you right now. Once you have that written down, then we'll go to step number 2. Feel free to pause the video if you need more time. But my overachievers, I see you, girl. I don't want you to write down everything. I'm going to give you a chance to do that in a little bit. Just write down one for right now. Okay, so for number 2, I want you to then take another space on your paper and I want you to write down the top 3 to 5 priorities that you're like, oh man, if I could just really focus my life on these things this year, that would be it. Now, if you're a high achiever like I am, you may already know what these are. You probably have already worked out your plans for success in the new year, maybe even in Q3 or Q4 of last year. But I want you to just revisit, what are your top priorities? Because when we operate in alignment with our priorities, with what our heart truly wants. Now, I'm not saying what you think your priorities should be, okay? It has to be really authentically what you are prioritizing in the new year. So, top 3 to 5 priorities for your next level this year. That could be things like spending more time with family. With my little kiddo, I want to eat up every minute that I can get with him. And so this is a huge reason that I have my own business and that I coach around my schedule and I can homeschool him with a lot of help from family, but I can homeschool him. I can spend our days together. We do taekwondo together. That's really important to me. Another thing that is a priority for me is my physical health. I've had such a hard go of things physically in the last 10 years, just really, big deal health problems, but thank God nothing life threatening, but just really big deal stuff that I have to really focus on if I'm going to eat the right way and I'm going to work out the way that my body wants to be treated. So that's a huge priority, is my own physical health. And that means prioritizing my workouts in the morning, right? It also means getting a food service, that really aligns with me and getting my meals delivered as often as I can. So I digress a little bit, but just to give you an idea of some of the priorities that you might have. You might also have a priority of scaling your business to that next level, right? Or getting your career to the next point, or taking your company, leading your company into the next new level. So, whatever your top 3 priorities, top 5 priorities are, that's your number 2. Now, here's your number 3. This is the big part to the reset. And this is the part that can feel really unsafe to your nervous system. So I don't want you to freak out. But I do want you to make a quick decision about number 1, because you took a moment and you wrote that one lingering task or that one thought process that you don't think is serving you anymore. If it's a task, I want you to decide, is it most aligned with you to have you be the person that completes that task? Or is it most aligned with you that you would set yourself up with a ability to delegate it or to let it go? Does it really need to happen? And if it does it really need to be you that does it? Now, I also want you to look at that thought. If it was a thought process, if it was a negative self-belief that came up for you when I said, like, let's look at the patterns of last year that you didn't love, I want you to decide, is this something that I am ready to let go of? Your honest answer might be no, in which case I would really recommend that you meet with me in a free 15-minute chat. I offer that to any woman who wants to get to the root of where her negative self-talk and negative self-beliefs come from, or someone else, a therapist or somebody that you trust to help you walk through this if you're not ready to release that belief. Okay? If you're like, that's a nice idea, I understand it with my mind, but it's not something that feels realistic for me. Or you can decide, I'm ready to release that. Okay. And then you can have a moment with yourself, with your inner little girl, and just say, it's safe to release. And then you can say the task or the thought process. It's safe to release that now. Okay. And then we're going to cap this with 1 minute of mindfulness. Now, when I say that, I know that you might have just rolled your eyes at me, and I'm with you. The first time someone told me to like meditate because of my trauma, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna punch your meditation in the face. Like that's not effective. But I will tell you that your system feels safer every time you take a deep breath. We can explain to your system the way that we need it to understand that, hey, I'm not running from a wild animal right now. My life is not in danger if I let go of this thought pattern, or if I let go of this task. Okay, so I want you to take one nice big deep breath with me and let it go. And I want you to take two more. In through the nose, open your mouth and let it go. Another nice big deep breath in, the deepest one you've taken all day. Open your mouth and let everything go. And then I'm just going to walk you through the world's quickest body scan, because what we're searching for is anywhere that your nervous system is cueing your body to hold tension. Okay. So you start at the crown of your head and you just imagine that you're scanning down your body like a machine is scanning down. And you just notice anywhere, maybe between the eyebrows or the jaw or the neck or the shoulders, and just release any tension that you find there. And then scanning down the top half of the body, the arms, the chest, the back, down through the hips, and the upper legs, the front and back of the upper legs, your knees, the lower legs, front and back of the lower legs, ankles, feet, and toes. And one more big deep breath for closure and let it go. So there's your 5-minute reset, and you can do this anytime you want. And what I want to challenge you with now, we're going to move on to a slightly different topic, but we are going to talk about starting next week, we have another 4-part series where we're going to be discussing, and I'm going to be showing you some more exercises that are going to help you kick off this new year as the one that's the most full of ease, most abundance, most success, and more than your nervous system has ever been able to tolerate before. We're going to create a window of tolerance for you that helps you get to that next level without backsliding, without sabotaging yourself, without the negative self-talk keeping you away from it, okay? Between now and then, something that if this resonated with you, if this exercise resonated, I want you to just set your timer for 10 or 15 minutes. And I want you to take a minute to do a little bit of a brain dump of all the things that you don't really want to take with you from last year into this new year. And then I want you to align it and look at it through the lens of your priorities. And then I want you to decide, are these things I want to take with me, delegate, release, complete, rewire? What do you want to do with each one? And then just make a note next to each item. Okay. So next week, we're going to be back here. Like I said, we're going to be talking about setting your year up for ease and next level success, wealth, abundance, and how to make sure that your nervous system isn't trying to stop you the entire time. Okay. So I also have a free download for you. I would love for you to grab this because it's 5 nervous system hacks that you can do at your desk. So this is not hard stuff and it's really quick stuff. It's even faster than what we did today. So if you want to download that, it's at elissasmith.com/reset. And that is going to get you a kickstart into this greatest new year yet. I'll see you next week.